Good evening, everyone. Thank you for finding time and attending today's webinar on Google Form. My name is Radhika.
Great. Continuing from where Radhika stopped, that what we have done, if you think that is only the situation which is the best, then we are all stuck at the wrong place. So, let's go ahead and keep on doing our good work. So, as we are doing online teaching and learning from last 2 months, some of you may have started recently, but majority people have already started, and it's been almost 1 month or 2 month, I guess. And now there is a time where there is a need of doing examination, having examination also for the students, because when we are talking about the education system, conducting a small formative assessment or to just check whether what we are doing, what we are teaching, is it reaching to the students or not, is also important. And today's session will definitely help you in conducting exam if you want to conduct. So it says basic course on Google Form information. We are also live on YouTube, and we are going to have more than 300 participants right now here also. I'm also a secondary teacher from the Somaya School, Vidya Vihar. Until now, I have conducted around 16 webinars uh, on teaching and learning and on Zoom, and I'm also conducting webinars for the independent schools. Today, we are also going to create forms, Google Forms, and you will be able to respond to the Google Form. So here we go. Before we go ahead, what is Google Form? Google Form is something which helps you in taking data. Now this we are doing it from like ages. We are collecting data, but then we have someone who's sitting and writing down and then segregating data. Google Form does it for you on the spot. You don't have to do anything. You just create Google Form, and the data will be collected, and it would be also sorted and given it to you. You can see Google Form is a simple way to collect information. You must have seen various surveys. Now, if you are doing MEd, if you are doing any research work, people create Google Form to conduct survey. It can also be used for performing quick assessment. This part of Google Form was not taken care previously because people were using, majority Google Form was used for survey, but now because of the lockdown, we are thinking towards the assessment part also. So how Google Forms for assessment, how Google Forms for effective teaching, we will discuss it today. Google Form can be shared via link, via email. The responses, as I told you, can be collected immediately. Today we'll be seeing the results also. I'll be creating live Google Form. I'll be showing you how results can be collated on the spot in terms of Google Sheet. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna be with those 23% participants who have not even filled the Google Form. Forget about whether you have created or not. If you have not even filled the Google Form, means I'm gonna be from there. I'm gonna start. So it's going to be very basic, and I hope it helps. So when you go to Google, when you open Google browser, you type Google Forms. You can see here there is something written Google Form. The moment you type Google Form in the browser, I'm going to have all the screens, all my screens are going to be slides filled with my own example. When I have started exploring, I've taken screenshot, and you can see this. So the first thing, when you type Google Form in the browser, this is what you are going to see. The moment you click enter, this screen comes up in front of you. Now this screen, you can see there's left me it says personal, the right side it says business. Now if you are an organization, if you are principal, and if you want to use G Suite, Google comes up with various advantages and with various factors. We have Google Docs, we have Drive, we have Google Classroom. All those are available if you take the business plan, which is a G Suite. But even if you want to go ahead with a, okay, guys, if you could just mute yourself, please, that would be great. Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to talk about the personal use. If you're using it at a personal level, even if at a institutional level, but with your own Gmail ID, you can begin with it. So when we type Google Form in the Google browser, you get this. When you are on this slide, just click on the Google Form. You can see arrows. Wherever arrows are visible, you have to look at that, because this will be the process of going ahead with the Google Form. The moment you click on it, you get this. So as I told you, one important condition for Google Form is that you should have your Gmail ID. Now, if you don't have Gmail ID, no need to worry. You can create your own account. It's free. You can create it and you can use the basic features available with the Google. So you need to create. If you don't have, you have to create. If you have, then you can enter your email ID or your phone number and you can click on next. The moment you go ahead, this is your Google form page. So this, as I told you, the moment you start fresh, nothing is there. You can see it says no forms yet. This is again from my own personal email ID. I have created my email ID just for this purpose. You can see no forms yet. So this is how your Google form page will be visible to you. So let's see, when there are no forms, and now this is my school's Google form email ID and the Google form. You can see all the Google forms which I have created till date are all visible. You can see recent forms which I have visited are all here. Now I want you people to look at this part. This is blank. We are going to talk about how to create Google form. There you can see there are various options available in Google form as you are teaching. You can create worksheets. Now we are, because in the online setup you can create worksheet and pass it on to students. You can create blank quiz. You can create exit ticket. I hope you know what exit tickets are. If you are conducting a session and you want to understand, so when going ahead, you can see here when we are on the exit ticket, when you want to check how you have done teaching, you can create a small exit ticket every session, after every session, and you can get feedback whether they have understood or not. You can also use it for assessment, formative assessment, whether you want to have MCQ wise or you want to have subjective, everything can be done. So this is how your Google form looks. So taking you back, if you are new, your Google form initially looks like this. If you have already created Google forms, it looks like this. So are we all ready for learning how Google form can be created? If yes, I would just request you to show thumbs up on the screen. That gives me a boost that participants are with me. Great, great, great. Thank you, Rajendra sir. Thank you, Jyoti miss. Okay, so let's begin. You can see in the minion style, let's begin and let's be energetic and enthusiastic. So as I told you, going ahead step by step. First step is click on the blank option in the Google form. You have logged in, you are there on the Google form, you are new. Click on blank. The moment you click on blank, you see this. The moment you click on blank, your Google form is started and the whole journey of Google form is all set. So now we are going to talk about what you see here on the screen. So first thing, I'm going to talk about every part of Google form available here. So on the left side on top, you can see it says forms home. All the forms which are there, which are created by you, are all available here. But this, you can see there is nothing I have created. So this is just one option. So you can see this is a fresh form I have just created. There's nothing. So you can see there's no option available here. The moment I put a dot here, one important factor about Google Form is that it is auto saved. You just type anything, you don't have to press Control S. So electricity गया या फिर आपका इंटरनेट बंद हो गया या फिर आपका पीसी खराब हो गया, no issues. You have created document, it remains there. जितना आपने create किया था उतना रहेगा, because it get auto saved. So you can just see right now it's blank. The moment I type something on it, okay, you can see there's a dot I have typed. The moment I have typed dot, you can see it says all changes are saved in Drive. So everything which you type is saved in Drive by default. You get a folder. You can see when I started creating new form, there was nothing. The moment I have typed something, there's a folder created for your own Google form. Going ahead, next. Now this was your left side. If you'll go on to the right side of your Google form, I'm going to talk about Google form, how to create it. But before we go ahead, what are the functions of Google form for the best use we need to understand. So you can see there are 4-5 things here. So we'll be talking about one by one everything. So let's see. So when we go on the right side, the first option is of theme. It says customize theme. So if you are a company, if you are a school, you want to put your own school image over there as header, you can do that. You want to change color, you want to make it more attractive for the younger kids, you can do that. Also we have teachers from the primary section also, so you can make it clear, colorful, you can add more pictures. All those things are all those options are available in the customized theme. Now when you are creating a form and you want to see how the forms will be visible to the participants, to the people who are going to fill the form, there is next option which looks like I. That option is preview. The moment you click on it, you can see we have typed just that dot. This is how the form will be visible to the participant. So if I'll send that form to you right now, just with a dot, so this is how it is visible to you with untitled form, dot, option and submit. Next to form, there is on the right side, there is option of setting. So what are the setting? So going ahead, when you click on setting, you see there are three things available. One is general setting, the other one is presentation setting, and the last one, if you could see here, okay, quizzes. Now what are the importance of quizzes and other setting, we'll discuss slowly. You can see first one is general setting. I would request all of you to pay attention to the setting part, because this is something which will help you in collecting the data. You go wrong here, you go wrong in collecting data. Yesterday one of the teacher told me that she created form, she got the data, but she forgot to just add that title of name and collecting email. So if you do that, there is no way you can understand who has filled what. But if you want to keep it anonymous, then it's the best thing. But if you don't want to keep it anonymous, you want to know what has happened, who has filled what, then these settings are very important. So let's go ahead. First setting is general setting. Here, if you click on it, you will collect the email address. So whoever fills the form, their email address will be auto collected if they are from your domain. Now I work at Somaiya Vidya Vihar, so we have a domain. So everyone's email ID go with somaiya.edu. So if you are in an organization where you have your own domain and you want that email, the form to be accessed by only people or students from your organization, so you can click on it. So when you are not using a domain ID, this option will not be there. So you are using it for your personal purposes, not for your school purposes. You don't have a domain, then this option will only not be there. And then you have another option where whether you want participants to put or fill the form multiple times, yes, no, you just click on it. If you click, it would be only once participants will fill. Then you must have seen various forms. After submitting, you can see who has submitted what and what all details are there. So if you don't want the students to see that, this just uncheck it. If you check it, then they can edit after submission also. Going ahead, these are some of the general setting. Going ahead with the next setting, which is about presentation. So when you go to the presentation setting, there's option of progress bar. So if there are 10 questions, I answered one, the progress bar shows, like it goes on as we are filling up the form. So progress bar, whether you want participants to see that progress bar or not, whether you want to shuffle the question order or not. This is one of the interesting feature, that questions can be shuffled in Google form and you don't have to do anything. You have to just tick this box. The questions will be shuffled for all the participants. You have 10 students, 10 students will get the same paper, but order of the question will be different. As we have in board A, B, C, D, like that, they will have a different order of the question. Now what about this show link to submit another response? Whether if you are asking them to fill it as an exam, I don't think you want them to write it 2 times until and unless they don't score well. So this, if you will check it, it means they can submit only once. And this is what is the by default message available. If you want to write some other message from your end, you can type it and you can save it. So these are some general and presentation setting. Now these things will be collected automatically. So let's say if you have created MCQ based paper, so some teachers, what they do, they have done it, but you are not aware what you are doing. You have collected 10 responses and you are doing manually correction. But guys, when you click on this quizzes, you don't even have to do any correction, because if you click on quizzes, it says make this quiz. The moment you make your Google form as quiz, you get an option of answer. You choose correct answer and that correct answer will be corrected automatically. You don't have to do any correction. You will be able to give the score on the spot. So you don't even have to take the paper, do correction and send the report. Even the report, how much students have scored, will be available the moment they click on submit. Now this option is available only for the paid version. If you are actually taking where you don't want them to go on to the next browser to check the answer, so this option is there available. Otherwise basically it's not there for all of us. Now As I told you, when you make it a quiz, when you give answer, they can get the report at the same moment. So if you want them to have their record, out of 10 how much they have scored, out of 20 how much they have scored, if you want them to have it, then you can click on it and they get the report after they submit it. Or if you want to check manually and then do it, then you can click on this. They won't get the report. Question paper is solved, they have submitted, and it's all sorted. Going ahead with next, if you check on this, then I don't think you will have any trouble in this part also. They will be able to see how much is the score given for each question, whether the answer given by them is correct or not, how many questions they have answered correct, how many are wrong. Everything will be visible to them if you click on these checkboxes. So I guess these were some of the settings which are available. This is very important when you want to make it as autocorrect. You don't want to take a trouble of doing correction of your MCQ, then you have to just make it as a quiz and you can start with it. Okay, just a small request. I can see some of you have, maybe some of you are exploring, so some of you have annotated on my screen. If you could just remove the annotation. Great. Okay, so going ahead with the next option after setting is send. So initially in the first slide, if you would have seen, it says that Google form can be shared with anyone via email or via a link. So you can see the moment you click on send, you get these options. You click on this mail, you type email ID and the form goes to the respective person. This is one. Going ahead, next option is here. When you click on send and you click on link, the full link will appear. Usually links are almost 2 lines, so what you can do is you can just click on the tab here, shorten URL, the link becomes small. You can just press Ctrl C, you can copy it and you can share it with anyone. This is what we do, we are going to do today also. I'm going to share the link of Google form in the chat box and you will be responding to the Google form today itself. So this is what is there. You can collect the email address if you want to. These are some of the options in send. Now after the send, there are 3 dots in the Google form. We are still on the top left and right. Left is done, right we are almost finishing. There are 3 dots. When you click on those 3 dots, you see the option of these things. So once you have created Google form, you have created your first 4 question and name, roll number, email ID. You want that to be common every time. You don't have to create new form. What you could do is you can make a copy and do the changes. So again, you don't have to actually save it. What you can do is you can make a new copy and new form is ready with a new link. Move a bin, I guess other options are by default correct. You can also add collaborator. So let's say if you want someone else also to work with you, if 10 people are creating quiz, if you want to give it to student to create quiz, and if they want to discuss and create it, you can just add collaborator. In that case, you guys will be sharing the Google form. So when you click on this, these are all the options available. So now let's go to the Google form. Let's talk about how we can actually create the Google form. So when you go on Google form, first option available here is untitled form, which you need to erase and you have to type. You start typing whatever you want to type. At the moment you start typing, you see on the right side there are various options available. So let's understand what these options are all about. This plus icon is for adding new questions. So let's go to the options available. So as I told you, the options which are there on the right side, first option is of add question. The moment you click on it, you can add questions. So let's understand all these tabs which are available, all these options. Google form give you option of adding more question. You can also add images, you can add video, you can play a video and ask student to give responses. You can add section, you can make section A, section B, section C. You can import question. If you already have a question, you have already made a Google form and you want to just take the question from there directly, you can import question as well. So these are some of the options available. Going ahead, as I told you, when you are writing the question, you get option of MCQ. So whether you want it to be MCQ based, you want it to be checkbox based, you want to be a drop down situations, then all these are for creating MCQ. You can also have a one word or detailed answer. So all these options are available. But if you want to do auto correction, then MCQ checkboxes are the good option for doing auto correction. I'll also be telling you how we can create subjective papers, how we can allow student to write subjective papers. So you can see these are some of the examples of MCQ based questions, which these are from my own Google form. These are the questions which we have created and in the Google form and send it to the student. So this is how your questions will appear to the student. So you can see some question, you can have images in the question, and students have to just put tick marks. So these are all the higher order question you can create and give it to student as exam. Now this is how your form will be visible to the participants. So this you could see. Okay, am I audible to everyone? Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, if you could just mute yourself, thank you. Okay, so this is from a previous webinar Google form. When I took a webinar on Google form, I've created this form on the spot, and you could see the form after it is created, how it looks to the student or the participants. You can see this is how is visible. You can create option of whether student can submit the form without answering the question or not, or they have to answer everything and then only they can submit. All these options are available, and you can see I've given 1 point to this, and there is no point for this part, because this I added up that time for the live webinar we created only one question. This I added up to show you that how Google form looks like. Going ahead, now when we are talking about Google form, as we have discussed that only once we have, in my case I have given only access that they can submit once. So if you have already done that, if somebody try to respond again the same form, this message will be visible to them. It says you have already responded, you can fill out this form only once, and if they want to fill it out, if there is some mistake, they have to contact the administrator. And you can see view score. If the form is there where you have created as autocorrect, then you can see the scores. The participants can see the scores. So now let's see how the report looks like when the participant fills the form. When it comes to you, how it looks like on your screen. So you can see this. Now this, I have not done anything. I've just created form, passed it on to a students. They have responded. You can see 3 classes, how many participants from each class, what is the average, what is the median, what is the range. All the details are available. I have not done anything. I have just created Google form and passed it on. So you can see this option, it says not accepting responses. After you are done with the exam, if you just click on it, no participants will be able to answer the Google form after that. Okay.
Without sakhar hai माझं.
Yeah, I know it's a tea time escape key, but if you could just mute yourself. Thank you. Yeah, so if you click on this one, then participant, it says not accepting responses. We are done with that exam. No more responses will be taken. If you just leave it, they can fill it up again and again. If you have given the option. If you have not given, obviously they'll not be able to fill. So going ahead, these are some more data which Google form gives you. This is the same Google form which I have discussed, shown you the previous slide. Mein grade 10 physics class test I took. These are the ranges of student, and you can also see frequently missed question, which question maximum student have missed or they've got it wrong. That also is visible. You can see out of 86 participants, 34 only have got the correct answer of this question. So then you can check where you are going wrong, or maybe students have not understood some concept, and then you can revisit that concept only specific in the specific manner. Yeah, these are this is from our previous webinar live we have taken, and you can see how respondents have given responses. Number of responses are available to you here. You can see here it is 13. In the previous slide you could see it was 86. As many people respond, you will be able to see the responses there on your screen. This is how it is visible, the correct answer, how many of them given correct answer, how many of them have not given the correct answer. Previously I guess everyone was correct with which day of the week was it. So you can see the responses. One more important thing, here you can see accepting responses, and above that, just above that, if you could see, there's a small cross sign. This is for the Excel sheet. Now these are all the data visible to you. You cannot download, you can just take a printout of it, but you are not interested in this when you are talking about Google form. When you want to actually collect the data, so you can just click on this. It says view response sheet. The moment you click on response sheet, all the data which is there will all be available along with the timestamp. You can see in just 1 minute how many people have responded in our last webinar, which is exactly last Friday. Today is Friday. Yes, today is also Friday. Last webinar we conducted for a school, and in 1 minute 15 people they have responded, and you can see along with that date, along with the seconds also, what score they've got, all the data is available. So as I told you, this question I created later on, so there's no answer available, no response here. Now these are the data from my class, 86 participants. You can see at what time they gave exam, what is their score, what are their name, classes, email ID, everything is there. Which question is answered by which student, which question is wrong, everything is visible. You can just take printout and you are sorted. Your exam is done and formative is over. So this way Google Form helps you. Now till now whatever we discussed was about if you have to take exam or if you want to conduct survey, you want to have data, then how to use it. Now what if you want to, now let's say if you are an account teacher, if you are a maths teacher, if you are a physics teacher, if you want them to draw circuit diagram, you cannot just tell them to draw it on screen. Google Form will not allow you to draw. If you are a Hindi teacher, if you are a language teacher, you want them to write answer in Hindi, you will not ask them to get Susha font in their laptop or something like that and then type in Hindi and all those things. So what they can do here in this situation, there's option available for that also. Okay, thank you. So there's option available here. The moment you click on this, when you're typing question, in place of clicking on multiple choice question, what you can do is you can click on the file upload question mark. So the moment you click on file upload, the option available to the person who's creating Google Form is this, are these basically. So you can see I have written draw circuit diagram for resistors connected in parallel. If you student want to write, if student want to draw, he may take maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, paint and all those things, but no, we don't want the student to waste, but we want our content to be sorted. So what I have written draw circuit diagram for resistors connected in parallel. What we have told student is that they can answer on paper, and that paper, the image of that can be attached with the Google Form and we'll get the responses. In this case, auto correction is not possible, so teacher has to check the answer and correct it, which is like subjective. So if you are conducting exam, if you want to conduct, you can do half subjective, half objective, full objective. Even if you want to go for full objective, it would be better because Google Forms allow you to do auto correction. A lot of time will be saved in that case. Now which type of what size of image or what type of image you want, that you can do it. Otherwise, even if you leave it like this, no problem. The moment you have created question, this is how your Google Form will be appearing to the participants. Right now it is how it looks to you, because you can see question and feedback will be visible. So this I created yesterday itself. So when you are trying to create, this is how the form will appear. Now let's see how the participants will see the question paper. So this is how the participants will see the question paper. They will have to write their name here, and you can see the question, draw circuit diagram for resistors connected in parallel. Now there is no space given, but there is option of add file. So what they can do, they can answer in their notebook. They can quickly answer in their notebook or wherever. That can be done during the Google session, Zoom session itself. You can create a link, you can share with them in the chat box, and they can start answering in front of you only. You can have a quick check who's doing. Even if you create a question where you give little less time, they, even if they try to look here and there, they lose their content time, because if they seriously appear for exam, they will score more. So you can see there's option of add file. So let's see how student will be able to add file. This is all tried and tested. I've done it yesterday itself. So when it comes to me as a student, so you can see this is how my form, the form which teacher has sent will be visible to me on my mobile phone. I've tried it on my mobile phone. So what I've done, I've answered the question. Then the moment I click on add file, I see this option on my mobile phone. The moment I click on this, it says see a file from your device. So if you have written already, you have to just click on it. The moment you click on it, you get an option of camera. You have a camera, you take camera and click photo of your answer. So this was my answer. The question was draw circuit diagram for resistor in parallel. So this is what I have drawn on my paper, and this is what I have to click on it. Now I'm clicking photo from my camera. The moment I click on it, it gets uploaded. Now click on upload, and you can see it start uploading. The moment it start uploading on the Google form, it's stored now. Now I'm done as a student, I am done, but I am not done until and unless I am submitting the form. So the moment I've submitted the form, I'm done with my exam. Now headache is of teacher. Now teacher has to do what teacher want to do. So the moment student is clicking on it, the form, it shows submit, your response has been recorded. And now how it looks to you. Now previously we spoke about objective question. Now these are subjective question. This was just one small example of subjective question, how to be added. This is how it will look to you. Okay, so you could see I have written my name. This was the question was draw circuit diagram for resistors connected in parallel, and this is the response by the student, which is the image. So this is how we can take exam for the subjective question. So if you are a maths teacher, if you are accounts teacher, if you want to take for science, numericals and drawing and all those things, ray diagram and all, you can create, you can take tests like this. Students, obviously students have to be oriented, you have to guide them about how to go ahead with the process. But I guess students will be happy to do that also. Now when we are sorted, now the form is with you. How in the Google sheet, in the Excel sheet, how the forms will be visible is like this. The form will be visible, the response will be visible to you as a link. The moment you click on the link, you can see this is how the form will be visible. You can download the form and then you can score, you can give the score to the participants. So I guess this is how the Google form is created. This was the basic of Google form. So I guess use Google form to collect lot of data. So this is what I'll say. I guess this was the initial presentation part of the Google form. Now I will give you maybe 2 minutes time to just think about any question which you have got from the presentation part, and you can type it in the chat box. We will definitely try our level best to respond to your questions. We will have question answers towards the end. Apart from that, if we are not able to respond because of the time issue or because of the participants, number of participants, no problem. You can leave your question to mytrustedtutor.com or to me towards the end, or you can mail it to me also. So you have 2 minutes time to put your question in the chat box, and then we will move on to live demo of how to create Google form. So if any question, please feel free to put it in the chat box. Thank you. So you have 2 minutes. All your question you can put it in the chat box. And I guess some of the questions are already answered. That is how to avoid getting multiple responses. I told you that you can just put a check. There is option of not allowing participants to multiple times.
We have one more question.
No, Radhika, let them put the question, and then we'll go for the live demo, and then we'll go for question answers, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so there are questions. I'm quickly looking at the question also. So when we will be actually doing live demo, I will also be giving the answers. Okay, and as I told you, this is the basic, and wherever I'll be able to answer, I'll definitely answer. And if I am not aware, I'll say I'm not aware, and maybe we'll be able to tell you maybe in later duration, or maybe one ebook will be shared with you people towards the end, as in after we are done with the session. Okay, language questions. Okay, great. So very good. So I'm going to share how Google form is worked upon. You have 1 more minute if you want to just type out your question, because I've read many questions and I think many questions I've answered on the go. If you have just looked at the presentation, most of the questions were answered. But no problem, we'll be doing a small demo also, how I will be sharing the link in the chat box today. Great. So are we good to go for the live demo of how to create Google form? If yes, let's see a small thumbs up on screen. I'll be answering all the questions after we are done with the demo. If I could just see thumbs up on screen. Thank you, Ms. Jyoti. I could see. Great. So thank you guys. I hope you are understanding something and you're getting some detail out of what we are doing right now. So now let's begin creation of creating online Google form on the spot. So let's see. I'll just try to share my screen. Do let me know if it is visible. Yeah, can I get a thumbs up from anyone if you could just see my image? Yeah, thank you, Miss Sandhya.
It's
Yeah,
visible.
yeah, great. So if you could see here, these are two of my email ID. This is from my school. This is from my personal email ID. So I will tell you what happened when you use a domain email ID also, and when you use your own personal email ID also. What are the changes? So now let's, as I told you, what was the first step? First step was to click on blank form. The moment you click on the blank form, okay, the form is visible to you like this. Please pay attention towards this part. I have discussed with you people what is this, what will happen. So now just see, the moment I'm clicking on it, I've clicked on dot, you can see it says saving. It has started saving. These were options for theme, preview, settings, send, and if you want to create, copy, and if you want to just send it to people. So now let's create some question here. Let's say I want to add, write your name, right? So when I'm asking you to write, okay, I hope it's visible. Can someone just show me thumbs up if what I'm doing is visible to you people?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, great. So the moment I click on name, I have option of, let's say I want to make it as short answer. You can see it became short answer. I want it compulsory. I don't want anyone to skip this question. So I've clicked on it, required. The moment you click on it, it became one question is ready. The second question, as we have discussed, I can just click on add option. I went to the next. Let's say we create a question. Okay, let's have easy one. No issue for everyone, right? Okay, sorry. So let's say there was one question when people were writing question was that how to write question, we are not getting that option. So you can see you can click on option 1. Okay, so let's say 1 plus 1 is 0 sometime for some of us. So that's 0. 1 plus 1 could be 11. Okay, so I'm not getting anything. You click on add option. I've got other option. Okay, let's say 2 also is answer. So these are options I've created. Again, I want it to be a compulsory question. Now, right now, it's not a quiz. Right now, it's just a Google form we are creating. Okay, let's add one more question. Okay, let's add something difficult. 5 minus 3. Thoda difficult question. Okay. So, great. So, I'm still making it as 2, 3, 1. I hope that's correct answer. Yes. So I'll also be showing you how you can actually make it a quiz. So as we have discussed, now I have made it as a compulsory question that they have to answer. They can't move out without answering the question. So let's see. Now when I click on responses, I have no response because nobody has sent me respond. Now in the setting, as I told you, when I'm clicking on, it says general, limit one option. There was one question that if you don't want students to respond again and again, what to do, you can just click on this, limit to only one response. So if you have responded once, you will not be able to respond again, but the option is that if you want to answer this, then you have to sign in with Google account. So if you have not signed in, you will not be able to do that. So do you want participants to edit or not? So this is how it works. Now let's say we'll go into the presentation. Do you want progress bar? Yes. Let's say I want to make it as autocorrect. So I'll click on it, make this as a quiz. The moment I click, now let's see whether you will get the result after the submission or not. Let's see that also. So I've clicked on it, make this quiz, save. Now let's go to our questions. So you could see now here, the moment I am clicking, I am getting the option of answer key. The moment you click on this, so what is correct answer? I guess 1 plus 1 comes out to be 11. So we'll give it as 1 point. You can give how many marks you want this question for. You can make it 2 mark question, you can make it 3 mark question. Right now we are making it as easy. So let's decide which is the correct answer. So correct answer I guess is 2, right? So this is done. So now this is sorted. One answer is auto corrected. I don't have to do any correction. We will do it today itself. Second question is okay. So 5 minus 3. let's say. So let's say give score to this also. 5 minus 3 bigger number than 1. Let's give 2.2 this question. And 5 minus 3 I guess comes out to be 2. Okay, so this is done. So our questions are all set. You can see now. You want to see how it will be visible to you before I send it to you. So how it will be visible to the participants, as I told you, preview. The moment I click on preview, so this is how the form is going to be visible to you people. I'm going to send it to you. Let's see how it comes to you. Okay, going back. So this was our form. Now if I want to share it with you during the live session, how to do that? Click on send. There's option of mail. I don't want to mail it to you. So what will I do? I click on this link. If now you can see, as we were discussing, link बहुत बड़ा आता है, 2 line का link आ जाता है. So we don't want such big link. What you can do is you can just click on shorten URL. Link became small. Press Ctrl C. I have copied the Google form. So now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put it in the chat box, the Google form. I'm going to put the Google form in the chat box. I would request all of you to just refer to the chat box. Okay, I will come to your question now. No more question. I'll just, okay, I'm just typing no more question. We can have questions later, so that Radhika will know that after this there's no question. So look at the chat box. I'm going to share the Google form link. So let's say you're all student. I'm sort of teacher. I'm teacher, but in front of you I'm just a student. So I'm just putting a link, Google form link. You are all going to participate in the paper. Let's see. And the link is live. So you can just see your chat box. So there were 23%, 30% participants who have never filled Google form. So today you can just click on this link and you can start filling up the Google form. Just tell me if you are able to fill the Google form. And as people are filling the Google forms, we can start seeing responses. If anybody submits, we'll be able to see. You can see one person has already submitted. Awesome. And we can also check which person has submitted if they have written the name. Oh, you can see so many people have started filling up. 11 people has already filled. Look, in fraction of second I got the data that 18. You can see numbers are going up. You're just filling up form and okay, if it is not opening, I would request you to just copy and paste it in your browser. If the link is not opening, just copy the link, paste it in your browser. Ideally it should open, but if it is not happening, copy the link, paste it in your browser. Next tab. Great. Thank you, Rajendra sir. I could see he's saying cool. It's chilled out here. Very good. Okay, we could see 57 participants. 61 participants have already responded to the form. Numbers are going on. Wow, awesome. So you could see these were the questions. I have just created question 2 seconds. Now just now we have actually for pre-primary we have created a test paper. Pre-primary I guess 1 by 1 plus 1 maybe difficult, not difficult for them, but we can say chalo. Nursery kids we have created a paper at least, and you can see everyone has started responding, and we have few people who have purposely not responded correct. You can see we have few participants who have not given correct answer for this also. So I'm not going to see the names, no need to worry about it. So you could see all the names are available who all have responded to the forms, and this is how the paper will be conducted. So you could see okay, got stuck. Yeah, so you could see questions individually, how many have answered questions, and what you can see each student has answered what question. Everything is visible under every student's name. You can see the question and you can give your feedback. So let's say I'll give feedback to Rajendra sir. If okay, then I have to send it on mail and all those things. So let's not do right now. So you can see how a response will be visible to you. Okay, how to add images. I'll tell you how to add images also. So I'll just show you what all things are there right now. So responses, we can see almost 93 responses we have already got in just fraction of seconds. Like not fraction of seconds, sorry, kam ho gaya, zyada bol diya maine. Fraction of minutes we have got so many responses. Let's see at what time which student has responded. So you can click on the Excel sheet. It says create spreadsheet. Now because I'm creating new right now, so it has created. Let's see what are the reports of all of you. How many of you have answered? Great. Anuradha Miss has already got her answer. Awesome. So you can see every student who has answered, their email ID are also being recorded because I have clicked on the option of take the email ID. Please click the option of taking email ID. So all the email IDs are there. You can see at what time these people have. So first person to answer was Miss Manihar, I guess. Look, first person to answer, which was 5:50:16. Even in seconds we have got, and you can see what score, what is the answer given by the participants. So this way Google form can be utilized. I guess some of you or maybe most of you would have got understanding of how Google form can be used. Now going back to one respondent who said that how we can add images. I'll go to the question. Okay, so when we are going to a question, let's say we create a new question, then in that you can just click on the option. You can, that's your question, you can just click on this add images, and then you have to pick the image which is available in your drive, and you can just drive or in your computer, and you can just upload it. This way your Google form will be created. I've shown you one example of image also. So let's say, so as we were discussing about the basics, so this is my personal account, I guess. Yes. So you can see Google form. Just now we have created the Google form here. Now when I go to my school account, official account, in that when I am going to the, okay, yeah. So let's say if I am going to the form here, in the setting, okay, hope it clicks, yeah. So you can see this option is there, restrict to the users in Sumaya Vidyavihar and its trusted organization only. Whereas when I'm going to my personal email ID on Google, you can see when I'm clicking on it, in the setting, when I check, hopefully it opened today. Yeah, great. You can see that option is only not there. So if you have your domain, if your organization has your own domains, and then you can restrict it to your own domain student only. Even if it is not there, no problem. You can compulsory make it as a collect email address, and you will know which person has answered. But make it sure that only one email ID is used by individual students. So I guess this was all about Google Form, the basics of Google Form.